the privacy is really a topic we are focused on. So, for example, we don't store any user informations. We don't have any cookies on our website. Um, just that the privacy from our customers is guaranteed as good as we can. Okay, so but even if you don't trust the SSL encryption from our shop system, you can send us a PGP encrypted message. So no problem, we make this. And if you don't want to say your address, okay, we make a delivery on a meetup. It's no problem. So we make this happen because I think everyone should be comfortable with his own threat level. You know what I mean?
Welcome back to another episode of Bitfinex Talks. I'm your host, Ricardo Martinez. Today, I am super happy to have Jonathan from Dezentralshop on as my guest. For those of you that don't know, Dezentralshop is a one-stop Bitcoin store based in Switzerland. Jonathan is the co-founder of Dezentralshop, and he's been very, very generous with his time to come on the show and talk to us about first of all, his shop, and then also the Bitcoin scene in Switzerland. Jonathan, thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm super happy to have you on. We met in Lugano at the Plan B conference, and we actually went out to eat dinner. So that was super awesome.
Yeah, that's where we meet us, right?
Yeah. So, Jonathan, for those that don't know, how would you characterize Dezentralshop?
Dezentralshop is a little pleb-based store, I would say, in Switzerland, and it is born in our Telegram group where we organize our meetups. And we had some struggle with import costs and taxes, VAT, and stuff all the time. And on one point, we just thought, okay, screw it all. We just make a shop. We just buy everything a Bitcoiner needs, and then we have a easy web interface, and then you just collect what you want, pay with Lightning, and we handle the rest. So that was the start of Dezentralshop, and evolved a little bit in the last 2 years from this. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to get into that evolution, but I want to go back to something you just mentioned. You said everything a Bitcoiner needs.
Yes.
When you say that, you really mean that. So can you kind of just give people an overview of what kind of products are on offer in the Dezentralshop?
Yeah, of course. So our idea is that if someone orange pill a new Bitcoiner, you need a place to go where you find the stuff you need. And what does a Bitcoiner need? A Bitcoiner need a node. A Bitcoiner needs a hardware wallet. Bitcoiner needs some backup solutions so they won't lose their seeds. Very important. Then they need some education knowledge so they can really understand what they are invested in. That's the reason why we have a wide collection of books. So just Bitcoin related stuff, but also we have I don't know exactly the English word for that. So literature that is on side of Bitcoin. So economics and society topics like what's Austrian economics, what is Mises, and stuff like this. Then we also think some Bitcoiners just want to show their love to a Bitcoin, make this through stickers. So we have a bunch of stickers for your car and for the streets and for your notebook. And also some less useful stuff like little accessoires, just what you can have but you don't really need, you know. and t-shirts, yeah, of course, some clothings, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say you have some Bitcoin clothing as well. So what would you say is like the most popular product on Dezentralshop? Like what are Bitcoiners really looking for?
I forgot mining, exactly. We also have mining machines. And at the moment, these are really going well. So the Avalon Nano 3, for example, from Canaan, is really a good product at the moment, but our most sold products are books. That is
Okay.
for sure. So we have a very cool book publisher here in the German region, and they translated a lot of books with Bitcoin or Bitcoin related in German, and these books are really the best sellers. Yeah.
Okay. Could you re-say that again, the name of the publisher, because it kind of broke up for a second.
It's Apricomedia. I can show it here.
Okay. Nice.
This is a Saifuddin Amus. For example, they translated all the books and republished them in German. It's really awesome work they did. Yeah.
I guess like one of the big things on everybody's mind is that Bitcoin is reaching all-time high after all-time high after the recent US presidential elections.
Yeah.
Do you expect this fervor and enthusiasm to continue?
Okay. I think we have some space left and to the upside. I think so. But I would recommend to have in mind that there will be dips on the way up. So they occur all the time in all bullish structures, or month-long time sideways movements, annoying as fuck. But we have to deal with it. But I think we have a little bit more to go. Yeah.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on the idea that this market cycle is being driven primarily by institutions and that retail has kind of sat this one out so far? Do you expect retail to FOMO in at some point?
I do not expect it. I know it because I
Okay.
sell hardware wallets. And the last 2 weeks, we sold more than expected. So I really need to reorder as well
Oh, wow.
from Canada and from Bitbox. So out of schedule. So it was a little bit unexpected that so many people just wanted to buy hardware wallets. So yeah, there are some new people coming in the market, and institutions don't buy hardware wallets. They trusted banks or other institutions because that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
So
That,
there are retailers are coming, I think, but also not so many as I wish to, because I think Bitcoin is for the individuals and not for the institutions. And we have still time to front run them a little bit, but we have to hurry up now.
to the topic of hardware wallets, which hardware wallet that you sell is like the most popular model?
Bitbox 02,
Bitbox 02?
Bitcoin only version. Yeah, this is really our best selling product in the hardware wallet region, and followed by Seed Signer, and then followed by Code Card.
Okay, nice. How many hardware wallets do you guys have on the shop?
We have also the Jade.
Okay.
And then these are the four we have. And the Q. The Q is also new in our shop. Yeah, since
Okay.
last week.
Nice. I don't think
Also
I'm
from
familiar with the
CoinKite.
Q from CoinCard.
You're not familiar?
No, I don't think so.
It's this one here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with that
Yeah,
actually. Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Actually, everyone have seen it. But for our customers, we are focused on new people in Bitcoin. I don't think they need it really. So they are better off with Bitbox or the Jade, I think.
Yeah, I guess they're more user-friendly options, correct?
Yes. And there are some other user-friendly options, I think, like Trezor or also the Ledger. But we don't sell Ledger because it's not open source, and we are very focused on privacy and open source. And the Trezor we wasn't able to bring it in our shop for a good price. So at the moment we are not going with that. And also it's not really Bitcoin only. You have to tweak the firmware or load a new firmware to make it Bitcoin only. And we also are very strict on that topic.
With the Central Shop, you mentioned that it was bird. The idea came out of a Telegram group for your meetups. Like, what's the meetup scene like in Switzerland as far as like Bitcoin meetups go?
We have a very good meetup scene in Switzerland. If you think Switzerland is so small, it's like you're traveling in one big city in the United States. So if you switch from town to town, um, it's take an hour maybe with the train. So we are very interconnected into the cities. So it's no
Mhm.
problem go from Bern to Thun to a meetup or to Zurich, Basel, and all this. And so we have one big Telegram group where we publish all the meetups all around Switzerland. And there are people that going from one city to another city just to interconnect with other Bitcoiners. And basically, you can go every second day to a Bitcoin meetup if you want to. So
That's very, very impressive how active the
yeah,
scene is.
absolutely. And very valuable. So it's really a high discussion standard at the meetups. Some meetups even make little presentations and have some meeting rooms where they first make an input and after that we go have a beer. So it's really impressive. So the Basel meetup, for example, makes a great job according to that. It's worth a visit, I think. Yeah, this is
Nice.
really, really cool. And also we have for women only meetup in Zurich, for example.
I think there's one in
That
Geneva
is
too.
Argent. That is a big problem in Switzerland. Exactly. We have a language barrier, the Röstigraben, where French, Italian, and German are separated. And this also affects the Bitcoin scene. We try to break this border, but it's not so easy actually, because then we have all to switch to English. And yeah, the Germans don't really want to do this. The French don't really want to do this. The Italians don't really want to do this. So we have a little bit a struggle there, but we're working on it, and I think we will manage to break down these borders. I would
Yeah,
be
I
a
think
shame
so
if
too.
not.
Something interesting that happened to me is I went to Lausanne, and a friend of mine took me to this bar, Quirts, in Lausanne, which is a bar where you can pay with Bitcoin. And we were having a couple of beers there and just talking about Bitcoin and stuff. And unbeknownst to me, there was a Bitcoin meetup happening on the like second floor, like underneath, downstairs within the bar. And I didn't even realize it. And I was outside, like just talking to some random people. And then I went to the Plan B conference in Lugano. And the guy that I was talking to in Quirts was like, "Hey, I saw you at Quirts in Lausanne. We were having a Bitcoin meetup. I didn't know you were a Bitcoiner. I would have told you to come down." And I did not even realize there was a Bitcoin meetup happening in the bar where I was hanging out.
Yeah, this is also the Bitcoin meetups in different cities really are proud of their bars. They had orange pills. So I think every city which hosts a meetup also had a bar where you can pay with Bitcoin. So, and we also have great companies here that help the bars to make the Bitcoin payment process streamlined and easy for them. Also with taxation and all the stuff. So it's really great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in Switzerland, you mentioned that there's like three different regions with three different languages. How close is like the German part of Switzerland with like the German Bitcoin community or the Austrian Bitcoin community?
It's it's quite of close. There are the German in Germany we have a big group. It's called 21. They also
Okay.
have a podcast. Um, it's some years old, and they started the meetup scene in Germany. And in the beginning, there were some Swiss people going to Germany and visiting the meetups there. For example, I often go to Frankfurt, visiting the meetups there. And so there are connections and friendships. Um, and there are some Swiss people that also go to the conferences in Germany, and from Germany they come to the conferences in Switzerland. We have a few, so Swiss Bitcoin Conference, for example, or Lugano, yeah. So, and there are also German Bitcoiners coming there, and so there are connections. They're not so deep as they could be, I think, but they are there, and the connections that are there are good connections. Yeah.
With Switzerland and its history of being like a financial center and like a banking hub, how do normal Swiss people that aren't Bitcoiners view Bitcoin as like a digital asset? Do they view it with skepticism due to like the banking history of Switzerland, or are they kind of open-minded to it?
I think very open-minded. So when I go around, so people that know me know that I'm a Bitcoiner, and normally it's just okay, you make some wise investment decisions. Congrats to you, and yeah, it's great. But I'm in real estate or I am stocks, and so and it is viewed like just an investment opportunity. So it's not so, oh, the crypto, it's dangerous or something like this, but it's also not so important for the most people here in Switzerland, because to be honest, if you live in Switzerland, you don't need Bitcoin to make everything you want. So we have a good banking system. Everyone has a banking account. Credit is easy to get. You can do whatever you want. You can invest in everything you want in all markets, US markets, Asian markets. It's really no problem. Regulations are very easy to invest for everything. So you don't really need Bitcoin. So, and even the Swiss franc is quite a stable currency. So people don't have the need for Bitcoin, and that's the reason why it's so many people know about Bitcoin. Some people have a Coinbase account, have some Bitcoin invested. We have many banks in Switzerland that where you can buy Bitcoin, and they hold the Bitcoin for you in custody, like Postfinance, Signum Bank, or even Kantonsbanken. So I think Lucerne and Zurich. So even the banks that are really near connected with the government, the Kantonsbanken, um, are in the Bitcoin game. So it will just be included a little bit like this. So it's not very fancy. It's okay. It's there. You can invest in it, but you don't have to. So it's like, a little bit like this. Yeah.
And how long would you say that this kind of adoption has been taking place? Like you're mentioning that banks, offer Bitcoin investment products and stuff like that. Like, is this a relatively new development, or has it been this way for a while?
With the banks,
Yeah,
this
like
is this
offering
is
like
very
Bitcoin
yeah.
in
This
custody
is
and all that.
new. This is 2024 movement.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's very new.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's uh, there are banks that are in before, like Signum Bank. They
Hmm.
are a little bit front running this, but I think the news with the other banks, so Kantonsbanken, Postfinance, and stuff like this, all happened 2024. But mark me wrong, maybe it's 2023, also a little bit, but mostly in 24.
Okay. And is it true that you can buy Bitcoin at every train station ticket machine?
Yeah, it's true.
It is.
But
Wow.
yeah, it's true. But the fees are very high, and you have to
Okay.
make a KYC with a phone number. So it's not so cool. But yeah, you can.
I know you're Bitcoin only, and so are many of the other Bitcoiners that I met that are based in Switzerland. But Switzerland is also famous for like the crypto valley or shitcoin valley, as they say.
Mhm.
And a lot of other coins like Ethereum and many others like have their foundations based in Switzerland. Why did they choose Switzerland? Was it because of like regulatory framework, or why did all these like companies start in the crypto valley specifically?
I think it's because of the regulatory framework and taxes. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
it's really comfortable to have a foundation here in Switzerland, and regulations are really low. You can do very much before you have struggle with all the documentations and bureaucracy and stuff like this. So it's really a good ground to build something because you have some freedom in the beginning.
Would you say that Swiss crypto users view Bitcoin differently than they view these other coins and projects?
In general, I I don't know because I have no view in the crypto scene. So I'm only in the Bitcoin only scene. And there I think that many people are just thinking like these people that have a Coinbase account and just invested a little bit because why not? I think they just invested in everything because diversification is a thing. So why not? And so like I diversify my stocks and my equities. Why not also cryptos? So maybe it makes sense, but they have no deep understanding about it. Mostly, they just see, okay, it's an investment opportunity, so I take it.
Okay, that makes sense. No, I was just wondering if more people in your perspective like share your Bitcoin only point of view, or if there is kind of acceptance for other coins like amongst like your average Swiss crypto investor.
Yeah, I think there's uh, yeah, what you say.
Okay,
It's like this. Yeah.
nice. So as far as like Switzerland goes with Bitcoin, there's the Plan B conference. I think Bitcoin Swiss was the first crypto exchange to be in all of Europe. Like, why do you think that a lot of Swiss Bitcoiners were such early adopters, like in such a strong way?
In Switzerland,
Yeah.
yeah, I think because everything what is with finance is interesting here. So um, the whole finance thing makes Switzerland to one of the richest countries in the world per capita. Um, if you think about it, 100 years ago, Switzerland was a poor country. So it was not like this every time. If you think we have child slavery 100 years ago, so in Switzerland, it's
Wow.
really unimaginable, ah, unimaginable if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
And then they came and said, okay, we make banking, we make this neutrality thing, we stand in the heart of Europe and just don't go with all the wars and struggles where Europe goes through the 19th century. And this is due to the finances and due to a long planning. And if something new comes up, Switzerland is there and have a look on it. And I think that's the reason why, one reason. And of course, it's very free. So you can open an exchange here in Switzerland. It's not so hard, like Pocket Bitcoin did, for example, or Relay. So it's really easy to open an exchange here for Bitcoin. Try this in Germany. Have fun. Really, it's nearly impossible.
Yeah, I guess that freedom to carry out your business in the way that you see fit is a huge incentive for people looking to launch a startup. Um, with Swiss companies like Relay and Bitbox and stuff like that, like, do you feel that they're more focused on like the domestic Swiss market, or they're kind of like servicing all of Europe?
Yeah, the goal is always Europe, right? The Swiss market is absolutely tiny. So we have 8 million inhabitants.
Okay.
EU has 500 million. So just put this in perspective. Switzerland is like Berlin. And if you start a business, you don't focus on your city only. So just makes no sense, right? So yeah, also we with Dezentralshop, we would also like to look how can we expand to Europe, or because the Swiss market is so tiny and so narrow, you can't really expand there. And companies like Pocket, Bitcoin, or Relay, or what do we have? BitGet also,
Hmm.
or BitR, the name
Okay.
exactly. They're waiting now for MiCA regulation to expand then into the Europe market. I think it's in January.
Since Switzerland is kind of its own thing and it's not really as integrated into the rest of Europe, will MiCA regulations be impacting Swiss Bitcoiners at all, or Switzerland have their own regulations that they're going to have instead?
Switzerland have their own regulations, and the Swiss Bitcoiners don't have a really big effect on MiCA. Maybe that the gateways to get Bitcoin, like Pocket, will have to fit the regulation framework for MiCA. So Relay did this now. They implemented full KYC for all customers, also Switzerland
Okay.
customers. Just to, I think, mark me wrong, Julian Lindiger just made a podcast about this topic, so you can search it. Why they did this exactly, I didn't listen to this podcast. But maybe we have some regulations just because it's easier for the companies to just roll out the regulations for everyone. But I think we as Swiss people, without a company or something like this, without want to make an exchange, we have no big difference from MiCA. I think so. I hope so. Because I don't like the EU regulations.
Yeah, Switzerland's pretty permissive, right? Like I've heard that you can buy like up to like 900 francs a day without KYC and stuff like that. And there's a
1,000.
lot of like, oh, okay, 1,000. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah. So like
Mhm.
I know there's like a lot of these apps that uh allow you to like purchase, small amounts of Bitcoin, like dollar cost average and that kind of thing. And a lot of them are set up in Switzerland for that reason, because they can offer a pretty high no KYC threshold for people that are wary about sharing their private information.
Exactly, yeah. But to be fair, if you make a bank transfer, you transmit personal information because no bank account can be made without KYC. So it is technically KYC, but you don't have to show your passport and don't have to declare where your money comes from and all the stuff. So this is right. Yeah, you don't have to make the full process. You just have to say your IBAN number and say, I am allowed to have a bank account, so I am also allowed to buy Bitcoin. That's the thing.
Okay. Jonathan, we're getting very close to the end of the interview. Is there anything that I haven't asked you, either about Decentral Shop or just Bitcoin in general in Switzerland, that is important for the audience to know about?
Um, yeah, maybe one last thing. The reason why we have founded the Dezentralshop, it's really to give new Bitcoiners the opportunity. Don't fall into the shitcoin rabbit hole. Just have one place that is really focused on Bitcoin and is distractionless, right? Because if when the markets are crazy like now, and you see, okay, Bitcoin makes 7% up, but Dogecoin make 25%. Fuck, why I don't invest in Doge? It's way better. And that's the reason why we just offer the Bitcoin thing. And also the privacy is really a topic we are focused on. So for example, we don't store any user informations. We don't have any cookies on our website. Just that the privacy from our customers is guaranteed as good as we can. Okay, so but even if you don't trust the SSL encryption from our shop system, you can send us a PGP encrypted message. So no problem, we make this. And if you don't want to say your address, okay, we make a delivery on a meetup. It's no problem. So we make this happen, because I think everyone should be comfortable with his own threat level. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and also the new people that came into the space just should know that this is possible, and this is normal. Yeah, it's normal to respect the privacy of everyone, because privacy is not a crime.
I agree completely. Jonathan, we're about to close out the interview. Can you give people Decentral Shop's website, your social media, how people can follow you, where they can go to purchase their Bitcoin products and literature and clothing and stickers and all that?
Okay, so it's everything is on German. So if you go on the website, you need to have an auto translator. It's Dezentralshop.ch, because it's in Switzerland. And you also find us on X. It's Dezentralshop.ch, also because of Switzerland. And on Nostr, of course, you just search there for Dezentralshop. I don't know the npub. And Instagram, but not really active on Instagram, so it not really makes sense to follow there. But if you want to make me a favor, you just can do it. But yeah, and if you order from the United States of America or Canada or from wherever you are watching, just be informed. Shipping costs are really high, and maybe there's also taxes on it. So just be careful before pressing the order button.
All right. Jonathan, are you going to be appearing at any meetups in the near future?
Yeah, we have Bitcoin block in Stanz. So this is a little conference that changes the places
Okay.
in Germany and Switzerland. We are there tomorrow with Dezentralshop. Of course, Bitcoin Baden, one of the best conferences in Switzerland, in my opinion. It's 7th December. It's a blast, always. And then next year, we are in Swiss Bitcoin Conference, Kreuzlingen. It's the biggest conference, also very valuable. So great speakers and top organization. And then we will see what the summer will bring. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Nice. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come on the show and tell us all about Decentral Shop and give us some insight into the Swiss Bitcoin scene.
Yeah, it was a blast. Thank you very much for having me, and have your time. Thanks.